Hey everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday. This is gonna be short. I just did like a 10-minute review of this movie and the stupid thing didn't record, so I'm like so mad. Anyway, yeah, it's been a month since Butt-Numb-a-thon when I saw this movie. We couldn't talk about it until now. That is The Green Hornet. It's coming out on the 14th of this month. It is starring Seth Rogen, Chou, Cameron Diaz, Tim Wilkinson, and Christoph Waltz, directed by Michael Gondry, who has brought us such films as Be Kind, Rewind, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Great director. And this is a good movie. It was entertaining. If you are a fan of the old radio program, the comic, or the television show, this is very different. It's pretty much similar in name only and the names of the characters. Seth Rogen's portrayal of the Green Hornet is pretty incompetent, although his character does develop a bit during the story, but overall he's pretty incompetent. Without Kato, he'd probably be dead after like 10 hours. But in fact, Seth Rogen is like my only qualm with this movie. Don't get me wrong, I like Seth Rogen, I enjoy him, but I think they could have gotten anyone to play the Green Hornet in this, and nothing really would have changed. The other principals, however, I think really made this movie. Chou, he is, I think, the top musician in Taiwan, one of the tops in all of Asia. Amazing talent. And in this, he's awesome. The action sequences that he does are really phenomenal, considering that he has ankylosing spondylitis, which really limits your movement. And so the things that he does do in this are amazing, considering that. And he's so cute. I love him. He's really darling. He doesn't sing in this, but he carries this movie. He and Christoph Waltz, who plays the villain Chudnovsky, the two of them I think really carry this movie, and Cameron Diaz holds her own like she does in everything else. She plays Eleanor Case, who gets hired onto the paper, and she's just kind of like the brains of that paper. And it's a really solid cast, apart from Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen, he's just a little too Seth Rogen in this. At least for me, he's a little too Seth Rogen, because he's playing like every other character that he plays in like every single movie that he does, and I just kind of wish he'd do something a little bit different. But because the Green Hornet traditionally, he's a pretty competent guy. He has to take over like the father's business when the father dies, and traditionally he can hold his own. He's a good fighter, he's a problem solver, good head on his shoulders. But in this, he's an idiot. He's a lazy moron who can barely even tie his shoes. He probably doesn't even do that. And it's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. But like it gets better during the film, and everyone else in it really makes up for that. So maybe it's just how Britt Reed was written in this that I didn't like, but yeah, but Seth Rogen really ran with that whole idea. So I hated him in this. But okay, so that's like my one qualm with this. Seth Rogen as Britt Reed. But anyway, so you've got Britt Reed, who inherits his father's paper, the Daily Sentinel, when his father very suddenly dies. And so basically he's this incompetent, lazy idiot who gets thrown this huge responsibility. And so he's just living in this dream world, and he decides he wants to be a superhero, but of course he has no superpowers. And he finds his father's assistant, Kato, when his coffee sucks, and that's when he like hunts down Kato, finds out that he's like this amazing guy who can make coffee as well as like everything else under the sun. And so Kato becomes his sidekick, but as we all know, Kato is basically the real brains behind the whole Green Hornet duo, even though there's just the one Green Hornet and then Kato. But if it wasn't for Kato, the Green Hornet would be dead after like an hour on his own. And he can do everything. He can fight, he can make all of this crazy stuff, he's smart, and, you know, he's just amazing. And Chou really, really does a great job in this. He's awesome. Christoph Waltz is, as Chudnovsky, the villain, the head villain, he is so deliciously evil in this movie. He's amazing. Like, everything he does, he's such a good actor that he can be very, very subtle and have the results just be profound. And he's so good in this because he has such great comedic timing. There's a lot of comedy in this movie. It's very light. It's not deep by any means. It's not dark. There's some dark moments, but those are fleeting. It's just a lot of comedy with action sequences thrown in here and there. But it's entertaining. It's really, really entertaining. And Cameron Diaz, she holds her own in this as she does with everything else. She looks great. You know, she's funny. She's got great head on her shoulders as her character in this, as she does in all of her roles. And Tim Wilkinson, who plays the senior Reed in this, he's on here for a short amount of time, but, you know, he's great. He's a great actor in everything that he does. But I highly recommend this movie, even if it's just to go see Chou. He does just a great job in everything that he does. You know, Curse of the Golden Flower, Kung Fu Dunk, The Treasure Hunter. He's awesome in this. Once again, he doesn't sing, but he's great. He's great. And I think this might lead to him being in more American films. Because in Asia, he's huge. But, you know, over here he's not really that well known at all. At least not yet. Just needs to work on his English a little more and then he'll be top notch. But, yeah. Go see this movie. And also, like, we got these really nifty little things. Can you see this? Is it on? I love this. I have so much fun with this. Anyway, I will see you all next week. And welcome our new rough cutters for this year. Our new Norwegian friends. Hello. There's two of you. I'm shaking. Our new Norwegian friends. Hello. Also, Sam Proof for Wednesdays. Welcome. I hope you all have a great time here, and I hope you stick around for a long time as well. As for the rest of you, I will see you all next week. Go check out this movie. It's a lot of fun. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.